Yeah, so I wake up this morning and I see a message, and it's Access Rattblood. Are you here, Rattblood?
And then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access.
I'm not the fucking Rattblood.
Access Rattblood, I see. All these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. I don't know what to do about it.
And then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access.
Are you here, Rattblood?
I'm not the fucking Rattblood.
Access Rattblood, most abundant and successful king hero that we are all sitting with at this very moment. Are you willing to accept that as a truth? That you are a worthy man and that your penis is okay?
All these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. All these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now.
Are you here, Rattblood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rattblood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rattblood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rattblood?
Who the fuck is Access Rattblood?
I'm not the fucking Rattblood, bitch.
All these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. I don't know what to do about it.
I'm not the fucking Rattblood. Well, hello, friends and enemies of YouTube, children of the metaverse. It is I, Access Rattblood. And as the aesthetic warrior says in this intro, starts conjuring spells and casting demons at you, and such forth. We all got to have some kind of hobby. I just prefer a little bit darker side. It's been an interesting week for me. I've come to either alleviate what is in my head or to snatch and swipe every last thought that I can out of yours. And I think, as most live streams, probably going to be a lot of vice versa. This stream is what is an Omniest, which holds a practical point to my disposition this week, my questions of my own endeavors into faith and mystery school teachings, religions, philosophies, and all the other conundrums of knowledge I've gotten myself into over the years by infiltrating and finding out for myself what each one was about as I could infiltrate them. Needless to say, the Jehovah's Witnesses were the easiest. All I had to do was make a phone call. Next in line were the Mormons, which were almost as easy as the Jehovah's Witness, except they come in sets of two and wear lots of black clothing and special undergarments to protect them from my iniquity. The Southern Baptist Hellfire Club, which I ascribed to as a child because I was forced into it and was traumatized and scared that I was going to live a life in mortal hell. And then I chose to seek out something a little less threatening than Southern Baptist, so I managed to weasel my way into a little Messianic Judaism and a little Satanism. Along the way, I found myself involved in a few different, we'll call them social clubs, for lack of a better term, because I don't think they like me anymore. Anyhow, but some of the more profound things that I have discovered on this journey was not what these places and their manuscripts and indoctrination and their schooling and teaching had to offer. It was what I was able to do for myself. And especially with these teachings and a little comprehension, some, I don't know, integrity and discipline, I found that most of these, if not all of them, have something to offer. And an Omniest, well, an Omniest observes all religions, philosophies, mystery schools, and even social clubs. But we ascribe to none. And we utilize from each and every one that which is of use and value to us. And we proceed forward from there. And when you don't put safety protocols and limit your horizons, and you allow yourself to become fully immersed in you, you will then soon discover that you are a pretty amazing thing if you put your mind to it. And the rest of you, sorry, but you're just shit out of luck. Because not everyone was blessed with the gift of having the genetics of a Nephilim in them. But for those out there who are red-haired, blonde-haired, green-eyed, or blue-eyed, or in between, then there's probably a damn good 99.9% chance that you have genetic DNA traces of the Nephilim. And the Nephilim being the offspring of the fallen angels at Mount Hermon who bred with the daughters of men because they were so hot. Yes, a little lust. You got to give it to them. And their offspring were an abomination according to some god. And apparently he got his ass in a bunch, in a bind, and decided to flood them completely off the earth because they had no place in his creation. And as with all good genetics, that bloodline carried over past the flood, the cataclysm, the younger Dryas, and yes, we are still present and here with you today. And we make up a particular margin of the population by a standard, and I'm going to consider that to be some type of universal standard. And it generally applies to 33 of the population, give or take. You have mutts here and there. You have all types of diversified genetics, breeds, shapes, forms, sizes, and conundrums. And you also have the abortions that gone terribly wrong, and they're still walking around trying to figure it out. And generally, as with the Amish, any of the stillborn are just generally plopped in the backyard and quietly placed in an unnamed grave where they're left for the zombie apocalypse. May it come soon. On my endeavors, I have found that I can interpret the language of creation. That's not to say that I comprehend fully the whole creation or creation itself, but as far as this construct goes, I profoundly made a leap in understanding by removing barriers, safety protocols, hesitations, stigmatas, taboos, superstitions, and dove headfirst into hell. And I came back out and studied the other religions and philosophies and mystery school teachings and social clubs. Now it seems like I'm getting an interestingly new education, one that I didn't know was going to be bestowed upon me. And approaching this as an Omniest has been quite the intriguing adventure. It seems that when I leave my home and find myself in the world of man, I don't get along with them too well. None of them. I'm not talking there's a few assholes here or there. I'm not even saying that half of them are hard to get along with. Nope. I'm telling you 99.9.99% of these assholes could use a rebooting. But that's just my opinion. We all have our hang-ups and idiosyncratic pet peeves. Well, mine are humans. Definitely top of the list, humans. And just below that are cats. Now, if we could somehow get rid of all the kitty cats, maybe, I don't know, bury them up to their neck and take a lot, never mind. Anyhow, and then the rest of the people that seem to be in, well, let's rephrase that. I seem to be in their way for some reason. They just absolutely become so enthralled with my existence that they want to make themselves a part of it. And I don't appreciate it at all. And I do have the panel open for a reason. As usual, we will scream, yell, fight, pull each other's hair, cuss, threaten to beat one another up over the internet. We will cast dirty looks and evil limerics towards one another. And this panel will rock and roll if you just add a couple other souls. If not, fuck ya. Be a lurker. A lurker is no better than a dead person staring at the living. And a computer and a cell phone is no better than a Ouija board. So might as well just consider you all the damned. There it is. I knew she'd shake herself out the tree. Tab. Thank you, Tab, for being such a wonderfully patient person with me this week. Yes, you did come in at the exact right time, as usual. Your timing is impeccable. Your patience is unmeasurable, and you are one of the few that I would actually. I don't know if there was enough of us left. Give you a country, an entire country of your own, just to, I don't know, raise free-range chickens and shoot guns all day. the the link is out there, Tab, but I do want to say you have been a very amazing person to have the patience that you have with me. I have seen your text. We usually leave out of here at 7 o'clock in the morning to get to trial, and we usually don't get back home until sometimes 9:30 at night. And by that time, I am completely exhausted and really have not much energy left to me. I get a couple hours sleep through all the stress of the situation. But that's not what we're here for. We're not here to be stressed. I don't have to be back to that nasty, vile, vicious, judicialistic hellhole for several days. Well, at least not till Tuesday. At which point we get to start this whole process all over again. And there we go. I think I got you this time. Hold on. Pulling you
I'm
into the
here.
matrix. All right, you're in the matrix with me. Whew. Oh, man.
Ah,
Need a friend, man. I was
right.
feeling alone.
Well, I caught the tail end of your live earlier, and then I went back and listened to it from the beginning, so I caught some of what you've been dealing with, some personality issues that turned into accusations, unfounded, and a lot of other nonsense that has nothing to do with this trial.
Nope. Nothing at all. It has to do with a very angry, unprofessional, vindictive cop who not only wants my head on a stake because his daddy took some bullets to the face. He went and started antagonizing my mom, my daughter, and that got completely out of line. I'm telling you, man. And as far as these little back-ass Indiana country towns, they're evil. They're all evil. I have yet to run into one of these little towns that I could say, yep, you will get a fair shake there. And I thought being up north, maybe things would be a little different. But no, they've already hung him out to dry on circumstantial evidence. And that's why I said even the lawyer, you know, we've been fighting with the lawyer, And today, he kinda gave a defensive stance. And I thought, unbelievable. I'm getting accosted in the fucking parking lot. Nobody, no fucking cop happens to see this, but I'm being accosted by an off-duty cop who his dad is the one that took the rounds to the face. And I'm like, man, I didn't shoot your fucking daddy, but I didn't say nothing to him. I let him do what he done. I'll be damned if that dumb son of a bitch doesn't go and say that I made a finger gesture like a gun towards him, and he felt threatened. So
Wow.
he filed against me. Oh, yeah, it was devastating. So I had to weasel my way out of going to jail today. And who knows, Tuesday they may be setting up a little warrant for me.
For nothing. For someone's accusations. And I'm sure there's cameras everywhere. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
courthouse,
they got it
and the
on
parking
camera.
lot is under
Yeah,
surveillance.
yeah. It's all in surveillance. Yeah. Hey,
So I'm
Venus,
not
good to see you.
expecting them to be that dumb.
Yeah,
Not today.
it's just oh man, it's just the mentality of a small backwoods town where everybody knows everybody, and little news is big news, and big news is just absolutely circus and parade day. And that's what they've turned this into. And I go up there and I'm thinking, well, I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm not going to leave my son out to dry. So I thought, I don't have nothing to worry about. I'll be damned. But they don't know how to handle an Omniest, especially one that presents himself in various lights and manners and demeanors, but none that are threatening, intimidative, or hostile. Just probably more confusing and alarming to them because they're podunk people. You like the
Well,
podunk
most of
people, don't you, Venus? I'm sorry.
no, I was just gonna add that also they I'm sorry to say, but the cop community, the police community, have this attitude. They've garnered enough support from the sheeple to have the people believe that their lives are more important than anyone else's. And so when something happens to
Oh,
them, regardless of what information is surrounding it, a lot of times people are reactionary because we have been programmed to support the police and to protect, the police. But I've been a victim. Guess where? Indiana as well. So
oh,
that's where I learned that cops were bad. But don't forget Serpico. I mean, this is not new. So I'm not taking any sides. I'm just saying to you that if someone's going to behave that way when they are the victim, that shows you that there's something else underneath.
right? And that was my sentiments exactly. And I made that abundantly clear to the officer that come. Well, he was a county officer that they sent to get me, and his that deputy had failed to tell him that he had verbally accosted me with threats on my way to the vehicle. And I said, really? I said, so you hadn't been watching since you've seen the security tapes? This police officers escorting me in and out, up and down to the vehicle, such forth, so on. Cross my heart, so help me God, fuck you all. And he just absolutely was dumbfounded. And I thought, yeah. So I wound up getting statement sheets for everybody that has been on the defendant's side that has been intimidated, has been threatened, has been harassed, demeaned, and denied their rights as a disabled American citizen.
Yeah.
And I've done this all being an omniist.
Hmm. So, I mean, I'm very disappointed that this is what you're going through because the purpose of the trial is to determine if a person is guilty. But as we all, well, I don't want to say all, but many of us have discovered in this country that actually we have been treated as guilty before proven, and oftentimes manufactured against us. And so have learned to keep myself in the balance because even though at some point it may seem like they have tipped the scales because they have power, um, things seem to balance themselves out when we step away from this physical world. Like you said, when you step into your position as an how do you say it, omnivist,
Omniist.
omnist.
Yeah, well, omniist. Like omni, all, whole, the whole spectrum, omni. And
Yeah.
then it's as in, uh, I don't know, sadist, masochist, um, you know, whatever ist
Hmm.
you want to put behind it.
All included. Hmm.
Yes. But I ascribe to none, like I said. And apparently there's still this pretty heavy Christian sentiment amongst these small town backwoods people. Um, yeah, they still, I believe, burn people at the stake there. I can't prove this. I really, but I thought I smelt a witch burning as I was pulling into the town, and then I was next to be put up. But I got out of there just as quickly as I could without being tied to the stake and burned alive by these. I, I don't even want to. I don't even want to give them the classification of human. I mean, they're not even Homo sapiens to me. They are a subspecies of some genetically mutated form of semi bipedal thing, beast. And that's how I see them, because that's the way they act. You know, and I hate going with religion as a forte for a topic because it's all been said before, it's all been done before, and you know your own endeavors and your own path are yours, and they're your experiences and they're your learned experiences that help create your belief system or whatever you choose to call it. I just know that some of the places that I've infiltrated and been that offered information and knowledge that isn't generally given freely to the public.
Yeah. What I witnessed and experienced in those small areas in that state of Indiana was a group of people who were pretending so hard that they actually believed their own lie, that they were religious and Christian, but they were only that in the face of other people in church. It was only a facade because immediately when you were outside of that church, those same people, and of course I'm generalizing, so I'm not accusing everyone, but it was so shocking to see this disproportionate volume of people in these areas who were swingers, homosexuals, bisexuals, and they have this like this. There are huge swinging communities. That's where I learned about it, and I remember calling back to my best friend in Hawaii, and I was saying, "Oh my God, like what the heck is going on here in Indiana?" I'm like, "This is what's going on everywhere." And then there's a
Yeah.
church on every corner. The same people go to church, pretend that they are, Christians, religious, God's on their side, preach to you, drink. Like you would, and who cares that they are dry? You can't buy alcohol on Sundays. They buy it up on Saturdays. The cases I saw coming out of Walmart, cases of beer. I mean, it's like normal. Shocking. I was like,
You've been
what's
to
going on
Indiana,
around
that's for
here?
sure.
And then you go across
Yeah,
and then
that's
you go across to Kentucky and it's a little bit different. And so that's what they do. I learned it.
yeah. They buy their booze in Louisville on Sunday, but they do sell liquor on Sundays here now in Indiana. So they get to stay happy ass drunk all week round, and it shows on most of them.
Yup, I was closer to Owensboro. And so
Kentucky, yeah,
I got to see some very, very interesting things. And it just opened my eyes at a time where I needed to be slapped to see that the fantasy that I had in my mind was not reality. And it tore me up. And I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying, why you got to be fake? Why you got to be acting like you're some kind of holy roller, holier than thou? I mean, mistreating, down talking everybody, but behind the scene, you're just like the rest of us. Like it was the highest drug. I remember as a child, the highest per capita drug usage was Washington D.C. and then it became Baltimore, and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. But it turns out it was right there in Indiana where I was, all the crystal meth all day, every day. How are you going to have all those churches and at the same time that high volume of drug usage? It's the same people pretending to be
yeah,
religious. It's just like,
yeah,
what?
yeah, absolutely. The biggest traffickers in the city that I'm in are usually holding political seats, judicial seats, religious, organization involved, charity and donation. It's they're always getting busted here for something, or somebody's ratting them out, or they're dying from overdoses and getting busted in their vehicles for doing crazy shit, and the city's trying to cover it up and hide it as quick as possible. But I will say that a couple of news channels up here are fairly are fairly unbiased, and they will, like when the mayor here got busted for drunk driving and crashed into a car. He's dead now, but yeah, that made big headlines, and they tried to bury it, but no, it was too big. And then a lot of the charity centers and a lot of the donation places that are supposed to be helpful and assisting outside of St. Vincent's de Paul, and they're just scalpers. And yeah, Lonnie, he's down below me in Indianapolis, so I'm sure he's had to deal with a few yucks down there. Um, it's a little more. We're the second largest city in Indiana. Lonnie's in the first largest city in Indiana, so I'm sure he gets gets to experience a little more of the urban style living, and I get a little more of the rural outlying And then you go beyond that rural outline and you run into those mutant forms of subhumans that I cannot identify by as a species, other than semi maybe Homo sapien.
Yep. So I think that, instead of being in the position of, oh, we don't want to speak. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. Instead of being in the position of lying to myself anymore, I want to just support what I know is clearly the truth. I lived it, I saw it. I've been scarred by it. It did not keep me down. It didn't control me, but it marked my life. And I'll tell you about it someday. Shocking what happened. Shocking. But it goes right along with what you're talking about, and how what it is to me, it felt like a cesspool, a bunch of wicked people feeding off of the dumb people, the sheeple. I mean, I'm not talking about dumb, I'm talking about ignorant people who have been programmed generation after generation, and they don't even look up, they just look down and they just repeat over many generations what they've been taught. And they don't say anything, they're easily controlled, and they just self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. And then the ones in power pretend that they are put clamping down on it, when actually they have their cronies out there pushing it, allowing certain people to do it, to sell it. And I'm talking about the stuff that kills people. So they're supposed to be
Right.
protecting, but they're actually out there allowing it, because the more the people are asleep, the more they can control them. And it reminded me of World War II, when I think it was the Japanese pushed opium on the Chinese, I think it was, so that they could easily take over the population.
Yeah, they that was big industry, uh, poppy opium, and it also was able to completely infiltrate, infest, and take a town out by design. They used to have medicine, even cough medicine, headache medicine, all of it was basically laudanum. I mean, just morphine. And then you had opium dens, and you can see what opium did during the Mid East and the wars and the bloodshed over the poppy fields. I'm not. I can't throw a fit because I use opioids. You know, but I don't think the opioids that I'm even getting from the pharmaceutical companies these days are actually made with an opioid base. I think it's a synthetic base.
Yeah. Oh, I think Lonnie was trying to tell me that I was coming through too loud. I was getting too upset. Sorry about that.
Indiana will do that. Lonnie, you should know that, man. Indiana will make you speak loud just because your
Yeah.
nerves are that rattled
Yeah,
from
it's
the ignorance.
shocking.
You're, uh,
It's
yeah,
upsetting. It's just it's you
go
can't
ahead.
believe that they're your people, that's there. You want to do something. You want to save them. All I could do was save myself and my children and get out of it. That's the truth of it. But when I saw what was happening, and I got exposed to it, and I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what it was, and I realized that is not for me. And you try to talk to people, and you're speaking another language. They don't even understand you, and it's wow, wow. And you see the poison, and that's what they want. They don't know any different. Oh my God, it's traumatic.
Yeah, and it truly is a state of arrested development in Indiana. I mean, Indianapolis, kind of metro-ish, you know. Fort Wayne, yeah, it's a little metro. But I think these are the only two spots in Indiana that are even remotely considered cities. Everything else is just arrested development, rural backwoods, lots of Amish, um, which they keep to themselves, you know, and they do their thing. But I've been around a lot of Amish, and we have a whole district up there that's Amish, and I didn't much like what I discovered. It wasn't the Amish that I had in mind, that I thought I understood until I got to be around them and with them and among them. Then I seen another side. The Catholics hold a pretty good foothold here in Indiana, but once you get below Indianapolis, especially where you're talking about, that's you start getting into Southern Baptist, Hellfire, Brimstone, Shakers, Quakers, snake handlers, all
Mm-hmm.
the things that you see that History Channel special, snake handlers, and you're like, I gotta check that out. Well, you know as well as I do, you could go down past the local store there, and you turn up that gravel road, that church right there. They got good church. They got snake venom.
Mm-hmm. And
I
they protect
Hey,
their own. They protect their own. They'll be right there selling in that truck and then protect themselves if anything goes down. You know what I mean? It's a sad state. However, even there, even in that space, those environments, the population are waking up. They're not waking up as quickly as some of the others who are not under so much of the grip of the sick, the illness, the criminals, the criminally insane people. But those people are waking up, and I think it's a very important step, the dismantling, the disentangling of religion, because its purpose has been lost for a very, very long time. Hundreds of years it's been lost, and it has been taken over by criminals.
yeah. One thing I didn't mention on the live that I did today, because I wanted to emphasize on the situation at hand, was in that exact same county, exact same town, of the exact same police department, my brother-in-law, because he did not have a driver's license, he was trying to outrun the police, and they pit and maneuvered his motorcycle on the bridge, and he left my two nieces, step nieces, and my sister, um, because of that police department. And that's the same one that's got my son, and the same one that's been antagonizing me, my mom, my daughter, and her fiance.
Mm,
Yeah, he was they they had to take his head out of the motorcycle helmet,
mm.
you know. And then these people want to come at me sideways. I haven't killed anyone up there that I know of, you know. And my son is supposed to be innocent till proven guilty, but the cops were found guilty of killing my brother-in-law.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, same county, same
Mm,
police department.
hmm.
Yep, my sister's husband left two beautiful young girls without a dad, and he was a good dad. So,
One thing I can say that I learned from the experience and seeing that was it strengthened me for what I have become this very moment, because I needed to see that so that I could start making different choices in my life. And I hope you're able to, because you've witnessed a hell of a lot more than me. So I have to really step back and step down when you're speaking because you have a lot more experience. But I just want to say, I hope that you can see that it's strengthening you to be aware of these things.
I appreciate that. I would, I probably really, some of the experiences could have done without. Um, but if it wasn't for the Southern Baptist Hellfire Brimstoners, I wouldn't be the person I am today and have the understanding of various religions, philosophies, and such forth that I do. But I took off um, on a quest because for the life of me, I could not see that there was anything positive except me fearing to play my own Ozzy Osbourne albums, which was the first albums that I ever got. And when they found out I had rock and roll music, then came the prayer cloth, the anointing oil, the prayers underneath of my bed, and they were burning all my metaphysical stuff because like every kid, man, I had crystals and little medicine pouch and all that, and I come home and they'd burn it all, and that was the end of it. That was where I drew the line. I said, "Fuck you and your God,"
Mm.
and I went to find that which held a lot more relevancy to spirituality than what they had to offer. Ronnie, you want me to drop the link for you, brother? You don't mind, do you, Tab?
No, come on up, Lonnie. Also, I'm not going to stay long. I had a long day, so I'm exhausted. But when I saw you were on, I had to jump on and show support and
Always.
talk to you because, wow.
Yeah, like I said, I appreciate so much your patience with me this week. I, you know, I, I don't even know how to express the thanks for the kind words that you sent, for your patience and your understanding in a place where I really needed it and wasn't getting it.
It's
So,
absolutely no problem. And I want you to understand that I didn't view it as me being patient with you at all. I viewed it as a friend, being there for someone else who's a friend who clearly was in distress. And it cost me nothing. It was no sweat off my brow. It didn't bother me or hurt me to let you express your hurt. That's what friends are for. That's what we should be doing as humans with one another, in my view. So I'm happy you allowed me to be here with you.
all right, now we're getting sentimental, and I may have to ask you out one day. I'm sorry. Had
It's a date. I'll
had
come pick your crazy butt up.
to. Yeah, I'll be locked up in Steuben County. Just get a hold of the bail bondsman. I know a good restaurant.
No problem.
Yeah, it's been so trying to get through this, and last night I managed to get 2 hours sleep, and going all week, and then running up there today on 2 hours sleep when they were doing all the forensics. That was too much within itself, and then to run into as soon as we get there, they're wanting to haul my ass to the clink was just beyond belief. I was just completely just dumbfounded, and the sheriff, the county sheriff that come up to me says, you know, what the fuck is this about? Well, Austin Hall, the son of the deceased, said you made a pistol gesture with your finger at him. This guy's a fucking cop. I damn near shit myself. I thought this son of a bitch can sit out here screaming, yelling, and threatening at me. And he can get away with it because he has, I guess, the integrity to lie through his teeth, and while I'm holding a cane in one hand and the other hand's moving freely. Preposterous.
Yep. That's how they do it. They immediately change their clothes and put on the victim clothes right away and take the stance against you before you can open your mouth and say anything against them. That's how they do it. I've experienced that as well. I've mentioned that to you in the past as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's how they do it.
You know, I did, and I'm going to be honest with you because, you know, I don't hide what I feel and what I think, and I try and stay as real as I can. At first, I felt bad for the victim's family, and I tried to be as respectful as I could, them being the victims. But over the course of the year, they have done so much as far as antagonizing, trying to intimidate, creating problems in the courtroom, threatening to take my son out. And this is allowed to be going on. And I've seen suddenly that these people weren't mourning. These people, they're not even fucking victims. They're just a hateful bunch of fucking people that
Uh-huh.
they found a reason to find revenge on somebody, and well,
Mhm.
eye for eye, tooth for a tooth, dad for a dad, right?
I mean, it could be, but here's the thing. What group of victims attacks people who are not the ones committing the crime? Think about that. This to me, I mean, I'm not there and I'm not judging. I'm just saying something's wrong, and I read patterns, and this pattern looks just like the pattern I'm familiar with of someone who is covering up something. So they're over there, look over here, look over here. So, or making their position, putting too much energy behind their position, so to cover up so you don't see what actually is underneath the truth of what is really happening, so to make it like the dad's really a big victim. But i'm not saying he did something wrong, but maybe we need to be taking a look at, why are you acting like this? Why are you suddenly attacking innocent people? If your father was innocent, why are you now attacking innocent people? That don't make no
Yeah.
sense.
Well, they became the monster that they seem to be persuaded in their own minds that they stand against.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
and I didn't present myself in any type of a false way. I mean, yeah, I had my leather on. I was all in black, you know, long ass
Hmm.
hair. You know, it looked like a cross between Charles Manson, Jesus Christ, and Jim Morrison in his later years,
Mm-hmm.
and they just couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those people should not be cops, okay? But they're cops because they are bought. They are purchased,
Oh
hired
yeah,
criminal elements that are out there not serving the people.
no, they're doing a complete disservice, absolutely a disservice. And the more that I'm witnessing, and the more that I'm seeing, and the more that I'm gathering, you know, I had a dog in this fight whenever they killed my brother-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't familiar with the place to be able to call it. I knew my brother-in-law was a good guy. I knew he took care of his kids well. He provided a home, food, work. The girls loved him, but I couldn't make a judgment call because I'd never been there. Now I can. Now I can. And my next stream will be a absolute in-depth take on Steuben County, Steuben County Police Department,
Mm-hmm.
the judicial system of it, my brother-in-law being murdered by Steuben County, the treatment that my son has received, and the fact that they have him on circumstantial evidence, no forensics, none. No eyewitnesses, none. Even the bullet where they come back, 3 of the bullets come back inconclusive. The casings.
Mm. Interesting.
And then when they showed the pictures of the victim and, the state of his cranial deconstruction, there's no way you could have done that and not got blood all over you.
Mm-hmm.
There was fucking blood everywhere. But the forensics said no. My son had no blood residue on his shirt, cap, jacket, shoes, nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the interesting thing is the arresting officer was an off-duty cop by the name of Austin Hall.
Mm-hmm.
The dead man's
Oh,
son.
interesting, huh?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Something's quite fishy. And yeah.
When that came out, because anybody can get the public records from this after this is over with, and there's many things that I can disclose that had been brought to the public light and is public knowledge and was broadcast on the news and the newspapers, and
Mm-hmm.
it is an open courtroom, an open jury trial. And when that come out, I damn near hit the floor.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the discovery, but it didn't hit me until I actually got to see all the pictures
Mm-hmm.
and got to see the condition of this mangled up gourd that was laying there all bloodied and
Mm-hmm.
not a drop of not a drop of blood on my son at all. None, zero, right? And
See,
no
Forensic
one saw
Files
him
came out
do
in
it.
our lifetime.
Yeah, I, And they brought in specialists and bullshit artists and more specializing in bullshit. And that's when I realized these people, and like I said, it's my opinion, they're bought, they're sold, they're either having homosexual relations in a multi-male gendered household somewhere, or somebody's being paid off. But that's just an opinion, and I'm allowed that.
Oh yeah, because something's you smell it, you feel it, it's in you. It's tangible. That's how thick it is around
Yeah,
this. Something is up, and I don't even know most of this. Just there's an air about it from the first time I heard a little bit. There's something wrong with it. And now that I know where it is, it's almost like, oh yeah, okay, now I know. It's gotta be.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is that methodically corrupt to my notion. And the judge, you know, in my opinion, he looks like a circumcised bald penis or a very ugly Don Wrinkles that has a grinning problem
Hmm.
and a shitty attitude.
Hmm.
But that's just my opinion. Take it for what you will.
Hmm. That's just what you observed. That's what it looked like to
Yeah,
you. You didn't,
sure did.
you don't know what it means. You're just saying this is what it looks like.
Absolutely. Just an opinionated observation. You know, there's an old saying that looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and walks like a duck. Probably a fucking duck.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it must be a rooster. I'm just
Did I get
joking.
that wrong? Free
No,
range
you got
roosters? Free range roosters for everyone. Yes.
But I mean, that's how people want us to act today. They want us to act like we don't see what we're seeing. It's obvious. And they're like, no, we're trying to make you see something else. You're supposed to see a rooster. But the damn thing is quacking, looks like a duck, smells exactly like a duck, and you got a whole pond of ducks, and that looks like it, and it looks like it has a mask on trying to be a rooster. And they're like getting mad because you see the duck instead of the rooster they're trying to perpetrate the fraud on you with. And I'm not
Right.
doing it no more. I'm not doing it. I don't care what they say.
No, and that's just it. That's why, I wasn't going to take this to YouTube. I wasn't going to take it to TikTok, which in TikTok, I get several thousand views per video, unlike YouTube. And I wasn't out of respect going to put anything on social media. But after what I've been through this week with that, I'm bringing up everything from my brother-in-law that they killed all the way up to present situation, present time, and what's transpiring, and everything that I can put on here with legal right to do so.
Yep. Because we are in a country where you have the right to freedom of speech, even though they perpetrate on us like you don't. And some of your own neighbors will go against you because they're programmed. But like I said, I don't think we should be in fear anymore. It's time to take the fear coat off. And I don't think you ever had a fear coat.
No, that's why, that cop that escorted my daughter, mother, and fiance out, or my daughter's fiance out, he asked for the my channel name. And that's when I said, "Don't you give him that fucking channel name," you know. And as soon as my mom got in the car, I said, "Just because he seems nice, he's still a fucking cop." And I said they would go to my channel and they would misconstrue every possible thing that I had to say
Mm-hmm.
and turn it into something to use against me.
Mm-hmm.
And nope. That's why I'm screaming at my mom there at the end of it. I said, "Don't you give him my fucking channel name."
That's right. Them
Well, we had him
tapping
there
into
for a
your
second.
phone and reading your text messages or whatever they did, it's criminal.
Yeah, it's bad enough that Austin Hall has been reading private text messaging, which he's a part of the ongoing case and court case, the trial, and he's not supposed to be looking at that at all.
Yep. But that it's illegal wiretapping, or it's in that spectrum of things where they are accessing your information without a warrant, which is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, they cover each other
And
up,
right it is.
which I experienced. Hey, Lonnie.
Hello. Yeah, I got a
Johnny.
different out of it than you guys do, but there's a way. I mean, actually, he should have went the other route with it to begin with, and things might be a little different. But it's too late for that now because he already contracted with them. Once you contract with them, then you're locked in.
Yeah.
If he'd
Well,
have not contracted with them, then he could have put a unconditional acceptance on them and owned them. You know what I mean? Once you challenge the jurisdiction with a proprio sana suri juris, they're fucked. That's all you gotta say. Period. Because it's a sophisticated trust action. It's about the trust. Okay. Well, he's not the trust. He's the beneficiary, as he's not the entity. He's the live being.
right.
And it just
I
pisses
know.
me off that the kid's going through this shit, dude, when he shouldn't have to be. And they're getting away with it, and they know they're getting away with it.
Well, today was a pretty big turnaround because there was a bunch of puckered tight assholes when they seen that I was broadcasting.
Really?
And I went up and told the main deputy. He was outside, and I said, "I'm getting ready to start broadcasting." I said, "You don't have a problem with that, do you?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "Good, because you're going nationwide now."
Good deal. They feel a little intimidated by that.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah,
That
because
one cop went my channel at the end of that short or that little live I done to in the flesh. Yeah, hell yeah, that cop wanted my channel. I guarantee he wanted to know what my channel was.
yeah, and they got to get court order for that, but they can't get that anyway because you don't contract with them.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, they can't get it.
Well, they don't know that I'm up against medical advice and doctor's orders. I'm supposed to be in bed fast. Even my nurses called and I said, "Well, my mom's helped take care of me while I attend the trial." And they said, "Well, anything we can assist you with, we'll, glad to assist you."
Did it start today?
No, it started Monday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are they at in it now?
Tuesday is they deliver final statement, closing arguments.
Was that prosecution or defense?
Both.
So what's jury not back or what?
Well, they got a 12-man jury of local. Now, how's this, Lonnie? The jury foreman is a bitch that grew up with that victims
Oh, that's a conflict
in
of interest.
the same school.
Biased.
in the same fucking
Hold on, let it go.
school,
Let it
knew
go,
each
though.
other.
You gotta let it go, though. You know
Yeah.
why? But you gotta let it go
Well, it's
because
done.
of the simple fact that you get overturned and thrown out
Yes,
on appeal.
that is
On appeal.
exactly what a
Leave it alone.
particular lawyer that I spoke to
Leave it
said.
the
He
fuck
said you
alone.
confronted. Yeah, he said you confronted the situation. You brought it to the lawyer and the judge's attention. They didn't do anything about it. It is on record, so
Yeah.
let it go. And I said,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It beat on appeal just on that grounds.
Yep.
Yeah. Why, sure, man.
Yep.
You got a tainted jury. Yeah.
Absolutely, they do. And the lawyer, we paid $70,000 for the first lawyer, $40,000 for this lawyer, and this guy. I'm telling you what, I've had public defenders that's got me out of shit that was
What?
damn near as bad as.
Dude, he was
Yeah.
bought and paid for then, man. They bought him.
Oh, they own him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he in
Yeah,
town?
and I went up there. No, he's from here in the city.
That's why.
I even went up.
That's
I
why.
even went up there.
You got out of counter, bro.
I know things are moving still, though, Lonnie. You know, I even went up there in good standing. You know, and as far as I'm concerned, that the lodge and the FNAM, they
When you
can
say the
all
word lodge,
suck.
when you say the word lodge, it says it all.
They can suck the shit right out of my ass.
Good one, Lonnie.
Because I went up there in
Very
good
good
standing.
They would enjoy that.
Don't tempt them with a good
Because
time.
that's what they do. Because they're all a bunch of misogynists.
Lonnie, I know what they are.
You already know.
I know. Yeah, because I was in good standing. Was in good standing.
Past tense, right?
Yeah. Was.
That's your boy, man. I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
what? You gotta do what you gotta do, man, for your own.
Yeah.
What father wouldn't?
Yeah. So,
I'm gonna
you know, it's
get off here for tonight, my brothers. I'm
Good
gonna
to see
say
you,
good night.
Tabby.
Tab, thank you
Yes.
so much. Blessings
Yes.
to you.
Thank
And
you.
light
And I'll
and love.
Thank you so much. And I'll get to talk to you both again soon. Have a good
Yeah.
night. Thank you.
Much love, Tabby.
You too.
Much love.
Absolutely.
She's a sweetheart, dude.
She's awesome, man.
Yeah,
I love
she's
it when
got a
she
kind,
comes on panel.
very kind soul.
It's just, I don't know, man. When she comes on panel, everything just seems to just have
Dude,
such a wonderful
I've
natural flow
always
to
liked
it.
her, man. Always. That's where I met
She
her.
is-
I met her on here.
Yeah, she has been an absolute darling about, you know, texting me and waiting for a response and sending her
She's real,
support.
dude.
And
She's authentic.
oh, hell yeah.
And she's genuine, undiluted. You know?
Absolutely.
And she's, I mean, I just said authentic, man. Just, you don't get more genuine than what you hear coming out of her heart.
Yeah, did you watch the short I done today in the flesh?
I've been at work all day, and then, you know, my days are,
Well, I did
my days are pretty fucked up, man.
I did a 12 and a half minute short. It's underneath of this live.
Yeah,
and I went live, and
I'm gonna look at it here shortly.
take a look at that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to stay on here for probably, I don't know, we'll stay on here at least 2 hours, and
how long you been going?
then I'll about an hour quarter.
All right.
I'm living off of about 2 hours sleep.
Yeah,
that I managed to pull off. So, you know, once I go down, Yeah, once I go down, I'll sedate myself, and I'll probably do about a I don't know 24 hours, just complete straight through,
Dude, I wouldn't
because
be
I'm
able to walk
exhausted.
if I slept that long. I'd hurt all over. I usually get about
I
5
say
hours a night. I don't require much sleep. I'm just
I
too
used to not,
aware.
and I remember the day when I used to be able to endure a lot more, but I've lost my health, man, and I
I know,
recognize
man.
that, and I accept it.
I've been here, man. I
My
know.
daughter, though, is carrying the legacy on, and
Good for her.
they just,
Good for you.
they just cut a national release,
Awesome.
and she flew into town, and you know rented a car,
Congratulations.
accommodations, brought her fiance with her, and
Should be proud,
you
man.
know, oh, beyond, beyond,
I bet I would be too, man. Good for you. Good for her.
yeah, and for her to had to have endure the treatment that they were dishing out, she was just like, the hell kind of place is this, Dad? Well, baby doll, this is the backside of hell.
This is not where I remember being, man, my whole life. It's fucked up, man. It's truly fucked up in more ways than we will ever know. Uh, I don't have the answers. Nobody seems to have them. Uh, I think we're slowly figuring shit out, but it's a collective effort. Uh, the thing is this, man. You gotta believe. You know what I mean? You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in others like you, and you gotta speak your truth.
Yeah, yeah,
Closed mouths don't get
and
fed, man.
you got that right. And speaking of that, I want to give a shout out to We Are Awake News, Ian,
Yep.
Gen X Jeff, um, two of my frequented channels now that I find to be um, very accommodating
Ian's doing big
and
things over there,
very
bro.
informative.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I drop in on Ian every time he goes live. I drop in on him,
I see you
and
now.
definitely a shout out of support to Venus Cupcake. She has actually been a supportive role in this, just by her response, and her replies have been very kind.
Yeah,
So
I seen her in the chat. Hi, Venus.
yeah, definitely want to give props where props are due. And these are
Absolutely.
the people that help make me, and you know
You
they
sound a lot better, dude. You sound a lot better today since the last time I spoke with you.
well, I quit
Your
pushing
energy,
my body to the edge of death.
but your energy's different. Your energy's high.
Well, thank you. I'll
Yeah,
take that. I'll just take that all the way around.
yeah,
There
man.
she is, Venus.
You're high vibing for sure. Yeah, that's obvious. But yeah, man. Yeah, you seem like you're in a different mindset. Yeah.
I had to go on an extensive journey inward,
Good for
and
you.
I went through so many stages of different variables of comprehension and information being fed to me. And the human body, I don't think, is quite designed to interpret that much information that quick without
You got
going
an
into
echo
some
or
kind of,
something, bro.
you get a kind of a system shock, and then you get this almost a brain stroke, and then everything goes, and you're like, it makes sense. Okay, I got it now. I understand. Dig it. And it's just a plateau because who knows, you know, next year I could be on a whole new journey of discovery and
Yeah, absolutely.
don't limit the possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Get
I second
rid
that.
of the, yeah, get rid of the safety protocols, man. It's good for
Yeah,
you.
no limits, no labels. Because when you
That's right.
label, you limit yourself.
Well, yeah, you can be measured then.
Right.
Someone can take measure of you. You know, that's why I always say, yeah, I'm both good and evil. You never know. You know, I could be one spectrum or the other at any time.
You're right, and there has to be balance. You can't have the light without the dark. And vice versa.
And there's a natural sustaining balance to the construct that we live in. It's like a rubber band; it will snap back.
Yeah, yeah, I agree 100%.
You know, I've been watching Ian and his work and his exposing different perspectives and sides of things and concepts and ideals, and I really admire the fact that he finally took a position of, instead of classifying, he's becoming a learned student of all the things that he pursues now.
And he's reviewing things and he's sticking to his path. He's not letting anybody detour him, and he'll shut you down quick.
Absolutely. And I admire him for that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
You know, me and Ian's had our ups and our downs, our ins and outs and whatever, but, you know, when it comes down to it, I haven't ever once denied him his friend, and I won't, because he helped create Access Rattblood channel. He showed me how to approach this. He gave me the confidence and the understanding to be able to do a live stream, a live panel, a chat, you know. So I owe him a lot there, considerable amount, because without him, there would be no me.
There would be a you, but there just wouldn't be the radio.
Yeah, so it would just be some music, you know. I'd be probably still putting up music and, you know, doing this, that, or another.
I went and checked out some of your old stuff. I remember.
Yeah, it's just, you know. So at least if anything was to happen to me, my grandchildren, my daughter, you know, even my son, they have access to what I was, what I am, and what I am becoming. And I think that it's pretty amazing that I'm able to leave that legacy for them. Instead of a snapshot in the family album, it's, you know, who knows? Yeah. Maybe in 10, 15 years, they can feed the information from my channel and create a AI replica of my personality and persona that the grandkids could interact with or something. I don't know. You know, it's a thought. Seems plausible. I have an interesting one for you. I don't play sides on politicking, and I'm not red, I'm not blue. Though a lot of people do consider me to be a conservative, a red, whereas what is red now used to be blue whenever I was a teenager and was in my angst and rebellion. And I've watched everything go flip flop, and I've so many generations lost from the programming that's going on in the school. I can see evidence of the indoctrination,
You're dead.
and I can see,
100% right.
but I don't feel comfortable with. I feel uneasy with the whole situation at the moment, politically.
Yeah.
Not that
Well-
I give a shit who's there, but I'm feeling a little uneasy because you ever heard of shit just being a little too smooth and quiet?
Well, not just that. What I can't name one president I've seen get elected out of office and get elected right back in. Has it ever happened?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't think so.
I would have to
And then-
research that. I
Let alone
don't.
one that's got 30-something felonies. So, okay, two wings, same
Well-
bird, man.
Yeah. Well, what I was looking at was, I kind of keep an eye on a lot of the technology and the advancement of frequencies and
Yeah, something's not right.
the what is that? The transhumanism and
Yeah.
the AI intelligence, the robotics that they're using, and
We're at the
because-
forefront of that.
yeah. And I know
We-
that they're way ahead, but
Yeah.
Trump and Elon Musk,
Say they had a secret.
they became buddy real quick,
Yeah, they
I
said
mean,
they had
like,
a secret.
overnight quick.
bro. Yeah, I didn't know that they were
They
buddies, man. They have a secret.
They got a secret.
Yeah.
Well, I like secrets. I do like secrets.
Evidently, they've got one for us.
Oh, really? Wow. Wonder
heard
if
that
it's just
tonight.
like Christmas. Rattle in the package, Wonder what the fuck.
Well, here's the thing, man. We're talking about Elon. Now, I forget what it was, but over in Canada, they got a technology. There was a family over there that was big into the tech world, and
Yeah.
evidently, Elon's the grandson. Yeah, that came out.
Oh.
Yeah, so Elon ain't just Elon. I'll have to
I
do a
thought
little
he
digging on it.
was.
That way, I'm 100% correct. So
I thought.
don't quote me on the.
thought
But yes, I'm very much quite certain that he comes from a family of money and a family of tech. So he
Well,
didn't just
see,
figure
I thought
this
he
shit
come
out.
from Africa. I thought what was it? South Africa?
Right,
Was
right.
supposed
He's
to
a
be his
liar.
origin?
He was put there by design. He's working with them, man. He's supposed to
I
be there.
guarantee he's a part of the
Yeah.
club.
Yeah, he's definitely a big part of the club. Matter of fact, he was a prodigy groomed to do exactly what the fuck he's doing. Groomed.
I see.
Problem
Well.
child out front, loudmouth, but not really. That's why he bought up fucking Twitter. That's why he turned the name and he turned it into X. X means something.
I've got some, for a better word, esoteric understanding of the X.
Yeah,
And
it
the
is
various
esoteric. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact.
Well, there's a if you ever get a chance to get a hold of the Catholic Bible, there's a little bit of information in there about
Yeah.
the X and the seal of the X upon the heads of certain people.
I always consider my source
that-
axis And the source is
Yeah,
pretty
just
good.
check into Catholicism, and because they have more books in their Bible, and look up the mark, the X mark, or the mark of the X, and
Yeah.
and Catholicism, and you should be able to run across it pretty easy.
Okay.
And that was during one of my endeavors whenever I was discovering what the whole situation was with the Catholic Church as being the first church of Rome, and
Well,
the fact that
we
you
know what's
can't be a
happening there.
Catholic and be a Mason, and
You say you
the
can or can't?
catech can't. You
Okay.
can't be Catholic and be a Mason.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Catechism, and yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got you.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
get
know that. Thank you.
excommunicated. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. I was going to elaborate on something that you're saying
No, go
about the
ahead.
whole,
Go ahead.
about the whole religious thing. It's my understanding, and it's kind of short and sweet, man. Being what we are, not who we are, but being what we are. And I'm talking about you and I and all the other people or individuals like us, spirits, whatever you want to call yourself, beings, crystalline beings, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself.
An earthling?
Yeah, definitely not an earthling, as there is no earth. But in this construct, this intelligent design,
Right.
okay,
There you go.
that is probably the plane of inertia, that is the physical existence. We'll just say that because of your energy, you needed to be dumbed down on top of the mind wipe in this physical construct. And in doing so, fed a little bit of misinformation. For instance, like having you believe that you were born in sin and that there was a savior, and this savior was going to die for you, then come back and save you. So that makes you helpless. You are helpless and you needed saved.
I don't.
So
I don't think you.
In a nutshell, convince you that you are powerless when we hold all the fucking power.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like to.
But collectively,
I like
we have to know it.
I like to throw profanities at the Christian deities, all of them.
I thought I just did.
And I'm talking profanities. Fuck you, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And take your Jesus loving ass and your Jesus and Brooks.
Yeah. Well, it's just
just fuck face.
It's kind of like unnecessary, because when you say it like we just said it, it needs no profanity, because it ends up being low vibe. And why
I never
do low
claimed to be a
vibe
high vibing individual.
Hey, right. Why do anything low vibe when it's at such a high vibe by speaking the truth that it needs nothing. What I just spoke was true.
And I can absolutely relate to that and understand it.
And it makes me angry.
I just enjoy a little profanity, especially when it comes to something that I've been browbeat with.
They're quite deserving
of
it. They were deserving of it since they made a monopoly out of religion. Yeah, and they had crusades and everything, man. Witch burnings, burning women at the stake, all kinds of shit over nothing.
Yeah, I'm reading No and New guru, they're throwing some wisdom down there.
Let me look at it. Yeah, it's just
Yes,
it just pisses me off, man. That so many
yes,
others
you
have
know,
lost their lives and had to start over so they could get rich.
yeah, well, you know, if I'm going to sell my soul for anything, it would probably be my kids. But fortunately, I still, as far as I know, have some type of soul spirit or celestial light being consciousness about me that has yet to be bargained and placed on the poker table and dealt with.
Yeah, is that no? Hey, no, how you doing?
But yeah, Noah's throwing
Running.
some wisdom down there about the
I see that.
1983 Catholic, and
Yeah, and so
Dude
I've seen
Guru is
Guru's
throwing
comment
some stuff
too.
out at us. Yeah, yeah. See, I love the chats here, man. I love the atmosphere and the chats of this place. The channel has actually turned out to be a real enjoyment now.
Good,
You know, it
man.
was
I'm glad to
bumpy
hear
at
that.
first. Yeah, it's very enjoyable, and as
No,
long as
man, dude, I was on here a year ago and I enjoyed it then. You know, that's when I started tuning in. You know.
well, I appreciate that, Lonnie. I really do. It's been some ups and downs, but you know, being able to go and spend time at Ian's channel or go to Gen X Jeff's or you know some of the more places with a little etiquette to them
Mm-hmm.
really inspired me to continue on and at least do something to allow that platform to extend itself. And when they're not live, I'll go live. When they're
Yeah,
live, I drop in on them.
that's cool, man, and that's called respect and uh, showing up for people that you interact with, man, and that, I do the same thing, and the only difference is I've only done a couple lives, and I mean people want me to do them. I just I don't know that I would enjoy it like everybody else does. I mean it's cool. I partake and I go to other streams because my life is not what it should be uh, because of the targeting and shit. And it's such
Right.
a big part of my now that I can't plan shit. I would, I've told Dean, I don't know how many different times me and him was going to go live, but because of the targeting, I wasn't able to do this shit, man. Um, my life is not my own. I mean, the MK Ultra, the V2K, all that shit's real. It's not
Mm-hmm.
fake. Uh, luckily for me, I don't have the V2K. I don't have the voices in my fucking head, but I do hear the quantum.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
I do
Yeah.
hear the quantum, and
The
they will
hum.
literally put shit in your fucking
The
head,
hum.
man. Well,
Are you
it's
talking
more
about
like
the hum?
it's more like a hunting drum and a clang. It's hard to explain. If you go on YouTube and type in the quantum supercomputer, they'll let you hear what it sounds like, and that's what I hear. But see, so in '95, man, they put these biosensors in us, okay, for the wide body area network, okay, uh,
Right.
through
I
the
know
fucking
that.
chemtrails, okay. So I'm kind of wondering, man. Well, we know that they've already made the digital copy of us, okay, but who's to
Right.
say that they didn't already upload us into the quantum in the cloud? And now,
Well,
could we be in the metaverse?
there is a lot of people that had a great transition happen to them in 2012.
Yeah,
And
well,
if
and
you
that's
do
what
any
I'm saying.
research on that,
Exactly, bro. Exactly. When they said the Mayan calendar ended, they said that's when it happened in 12. Because in 95 is when they
Yeah,
put the sensors in us. We've been piecing this shit together, and I mean, we can't prove it, not just yet, but you got to admit, man, why else would we have all the fucking Mandela effects? Because it's a fucking construct, man.
well,
You know
that
what I mean?
I absolutely 100% without a doubt can verifiably say yes, and I can give you fundamental fact and foundation for why I say yes.
Yeah. Because if you copy something, think about it, Axis. If you copy something, there's going to be some hiccups. You're not going to get everything right. You might fucked up here and there a little bit. Well, now we know, because of the quote unquote Mandela effects, that this thing isn't perfect. That means it has a weakness. That means
yeah.
it can get a virus.
Yeah, miscellaneous code is its weakness. That's what I found. If you're not projecting energy out, then it has nothing to feed on. And when you put yourself in a white room within your own head, nothing comes in, nothing goes out, no thoughts, no concepts, no energy, no ideals, and it has nothing to project back. Just take that as a key, Lonnie.
I like that. I like that, man.
Just utilize it through meditation sometime. See what you find.
I'm listening to you. I'm just watching my cameras, man. I got some.
Well, notice what you hear, Lonnie, I believe, impact of quantum computers on the etheric field. Yeah, I have no doubt about that. No, I take Phil for being very well versed in electronics and technology. He's been able to keep up with me through many different times that I've struggled, even trying to find the interface, the functional interface between humans and artificial or the quantum computers.
Yeah. Here's the
feedback
thing,
loop makes for unsuspecting prey. Yes, it does, new guru. Yes. I'm sorry, Lonnie. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. I apologize. I was just saying that I lost my train of thought for a second. Now I then forgot. I'll remember. Go ahead and continue what you're saying.
Well, we were discussing the idea that 2012
Oh yeah.
construct.
Oh yeah. So it's just everybody forgets about that. That the Mayan calendar. It wasn't that the Mayan calendar ended, because it didn't end.
A new cycle began.
Right. That's all it was. But since it's a construct, it could have been as simple as this, bro. They could have waited until every one of us went to, as we know, to sleep, or they could have put us to sleep. Okay, we don't know. And then I think we get moved every night. For one, I think we get relocated, because I think everything once you shut down, I think everything.
Study a little quantum mechanics, and you'll understand a little bit about. Free will is just two choices, but each decision leading to a potential, and that
Cause and effect.
potential. It's more potential. And that potential will take you on a path to another potential, but all potentials are relative in being just as real as the potential that you're living in.
Right. I get what you're saying.
So, check in on that a little bit, Lonnie, and check in on the 2012. I've got a small playlist for 2012 death theorists that believe they died in 2012.
Yeah.
Some that believe they were transferred. It's just a small playlist to get you canalized and to maybe hunting something down and doing a little research for yourself.
This is on your stuff?
Yeah, it's in my playlist. I've got all kinds of stuff to get you started, from everything from frequencies to metaphysics to working a 13-month calendar, which is what I operate on. And evening is my start of the day, and morning is my night. And I go off a 13-month lunar calendar.
Okay, so
I gave up.
No just said what he thinks I'm hearing is the impact of their quantum computers on the etheric field. It could be, but mine's constant. No, Sing turned me on to it myself, and he goes, "Man, I think this might be what you're hearing." And immediately when I heard it, that's exactly what I heard, because I was saying that I kept hearing these Masonic hunting drums, and that's what they sound like.
Huh.
Yeah, man. So,
well, have you ever heard a quantum computer? Have you ever heard the pulsating?
I have now.
Quantum computer.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
I have now.
Because it pulsates.
Yeah, I got hunted by the Masons back in Tell City and emptied 5 clips at them. And
let me hold on. Let me get some clarification on this. What makes you think it was the Masons?
Because it was going to sacrifice me, man. Yeah, man.
Were you a lodge member?
No, I think Phil was.
I usually test with a couple phrases whenever I engage with people.
The night that I went out there, it hit the house. It was new, brand new, and I think he had to sacrifice me to get everything back, right? But when it didn't go down and they didn't get to do it, Phil went to jail, and guess what? His sister got that house. Yeah.
Because I know phrases that I can
you weren't
say.
there. I'm telling you, you weren't there.
No. Just listen to me.
All right.
And I'm coming from you from a schooled and educated place. I am squaring on the level with this.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
There are words that I will use that only a member of the FNAM will understand or respond to in the proper way. That's how I know who's in chat, and I know who is and isn't.
Right. Well, I'm not. The Masons play a big part of the targeting program. Now, I'm not saying that every Mason is bad, but some
Blue
of them
Lodge are ignorant to the upper workings.
Right. Some of them get in, to be a Mason, and by the time they're in so long, they don't realize what they've gotten themselves into, man. I mean, we're talking about these
let me
fuckers
ask
will
you a
sacrifice
question.
their own.
Let me ask you a question, Lonnie.
Okay.
What degree am I?
I have no idea. No idea.
Okay. That's all I needed to hear.
Like I said, I'm not saying every Mason is bad.
No, I was just asking.
Yeah, I mean, I've got friends, their grandfathers were Masons, and I'm not, like I said, I don't speak ill of all of them.
Well, I don't hold
But
up for him now. I was in good standing up until the last couple of days.
well, I don't have any
And the
love
last
for them.
couple of days, I chose and made the decision that I'm not interested.
I don't. Yeah, I don't need them either.
Not fucking interested. Okay? I learned what I needed to learn. I've done what I had to do over the few years and managed to gather what I wanted to understand, what I needed to understand, and the extent of it. And
They asked me
that snake
on the
has
way
two
back
heads.
from there, dude, to be one, and I've never said a word about it until
No,
now.
no. A Mason will not ask you to be a Mason.
I'm telling you right now, the dude that I was with on the way back here to Indiana, he said, "Have you ever thought about maybe you've got a lot to offer?"
Well,
And I
he may
said,
have
"I'm
said
not in."
that, but I guarantee
I
he
knew what he was
didn't ask
saying,
you to
man.
join the
I
live.
know what he was meaning. He didn't say it.
Okay, well, he might have been talking sideways about it.
He was talking sideways.
That
I'm pretty
that
sharp.
happens.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sharp.
I'm not saying you're not.
And
It's
I
just
flat out turned him down. And I like the dude. But listen, man, they sent the dude to pick me up. I just,
okay,
yeah, it was crazy. And I still had my 9mm on me, and he knew it.
right?
And he
Okay,
asked me if I had any weapons, a gun on me. I said no. But yeah, man, really, really strange life I live, man. It's bizarre
sounds like it.
to say the least.
Definitely sounds like it.
Yeah, it's nuts. I'm sitting here looking at my cameras right now, dude. I'm picking up all kinds of nanotech.
Really,
Yeah,
I've seen some of your film footage, and some of it's
it's
kind of
all
intriguing.
nanotech, man. Yeah, all nanotech, dude. Yep, I still get followed by the planes every day, everywhere I go. I'm fucking 40-60 million dollars in there somewhere. I mean, they spend a lot of money on me. I mean, why? We got 900
Um,
units, man. You know that every one of our units has a perp in it. They're housing these motherfuckers, man. The people I work for. Yeah, they think I don't know. I know. Been knowing it. These motherfuckers all got brand new cars and all their cars are at home during the daytime. Okay, don't work. Come on, man. I know what the fuck you're doing. At night, man, I gotta send you some of this video footage just so you got it. Because they erased my hard drive and shit, dude. They even got my Google account and took all my backup.
you should still be a moderator on this channel.
I am. I think. Yeah, I am.
Because you can post. Yeah, you can post links. No, he posts links. I mean, I don't mind. If you got some information, I encourage you. Post a link.
I can bury.
Shout your own channel out.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
yeah, man, I made a mistake and told somebody about having this video footage, right? Of these fuckers flashing my security cameras and my phone camera. Okay. And what it does is it makes it go blurry immediately. Okay. But I found out yesterday, check this out. If I take my camera and flip it to my screen, like, I'm looking at my phone, it doesn't affect it. So yeah, man.
Have you broke out with the radiation sores on your skin yet?
Yeah. Yeah, they're white spots.
Well, I had a massive one I've got several of them, radiation burns,
Could it
and
be
I
from where
showed
you've been
one of
messing with
them.
the frequency?
I shut that down. I posted a post in my community, and it's still in there. You can go look, and it's of a radiation burn on my arm from a
Direct energy weapon,
radiation source, and you can
electromagnetic
tell
frequency.
it's. Yeah, you can look at it and see exactly what it is. That's why I put "I'm rotting" on there, and
Yeah,
I show.
I'm definitely well versed in getting hit with electromagnetic frequency. But they don't affect me now, but they did. They used to tear my ass up, man. For some odd reason, I guess I must have graduated ultrasonics and lasers.
Well, I've got a great big section in my playlist about that too.
Really?
Everything from, oh my God, I cover frequencies, unbelievable amounts
What's
of
the
information
ultrasonics,
in my.
man?
What do you
I don't
mean?
know.
The wave, the water
I don't
wave,
know.
ultrasonic water wave technology,
I
frequency.
guess.
You can measure it through water.
Well, you can be, for
Your
those that are
sound
listening.
waves, water waves.
Right. So
Yeah, you can.
the
It's
electromagnetic
wavelengths that
frequency
can be
weapons,
measured.
they can't hit
That's what
through
you're seeing
water.
in the clouds.
Right.
Where blue or purple and supplement. I got the iodine, and I don't own anything. Well, I do have one purple shirt. Everything I have is black. I do not own any colors but black, and I think I have a purple shirt, and I've got a fluorescent green shirt with Pazuzu on it, which I happen to be wearing right now. But no, Lonnie, I've got lots of information and resources and videos in my playlist that you would probably just have a fucking field day with,
Yeah.
man.
What's
'Cause
this one
when
that
I
No
was
just
doing the
put on here?
um statistic
Static.
flicker,
Yeah. What is
purple
that? No.
circles are just fine. Yeah. Well, click it and find out.
I didn't. Can I do that while and stay on here too?
I'm not gonna let you go anywhere, and if you do, I'll bring you back up.
Hell, it won't do nothing. I just hit it.
Well, let me take a look here.
All right.
I got you, Lonnie. I got you.
Dude, I've got all this technology around me, and here's 2 computers, 3 monitors, and I don't use none of it.
Okay. Yeah. This is the Mayan calendar. Also has the cycles. It has
Yeah,
the
I
processions.
learned about them the other day.
Yeah. This is a very, very nice illustration of it. Awesome, though. Thank you. Very nice.
No, have you seen Joe? What the hell's his name? He does that that secret. What the fuck's his channel? He's dropping a lot of knowledge out there about who and what we are, and explains a lot of shit that a lot of people know, but they don't explain it in the way that he's explained it. Kind of like what's the one dude's name, man, over there from Australia that kind of lost his marbles a little bit. You know what I'm talking about.
Or
Man.
if you,
Santos Bonacci,
if
that's who
you're
it is.
from, oh, Bonacci.
Yeah,
Yeah, Santos
because I've got
Bonacci.
Bonacci's book too, man. Have you read it? I could send you
I
a
ran out of
PDF.
toilet paper and had to use it.
there's a lot of good shit in there, man. Kind of like
There's
what
a lot
he's
of
saying.
misleading stuff in there too that will send you spiraling
But
into a direction that will lead
some,
you so far into left field.
but there's some truth in it. Like
For the discerned, those that have ears to hear and
right.
eyes to see. But if it's if you're dealing with a layman, and I try to stay just a bit above layman on this channel, so that people that are educated and do have an understanding of things can at least get a foothold into maybe a higher sense of expansion, and those that are coming in can
I'm
at
not a
least
follower of
interpret what
Benaki.
we're
I'm just
saying.
saying that I read the book.
Yeah, and we're not down in that. I'm sure there's information because, like I said, I'm an Omniest, man. There's information in everything.
Well, like you
just
said,
take
that's
the
where
good
you
and
gotta use the discernment, man. What I like, man, is this other dude. He explains in detail and elaborates more on certain things and breaks it down
right.
like a kid could understand it. You know what I mean? Like the Last Supper, he shows you what it was all about. Just like in this painting that whoever painted, who was it, man, that painted the Last Supper? Anyway, they show Jesus in a red and blue shirt or whatever the hell tunic, whatever you want to call it.
No.
In this painting, it was.
All right, go ahead.
Well, okay,
I know there's several different layers of meaning to that particular painting.
And he said that what that shows is the positive and the negative and the Taurus field. Okay. And just like he said there's 12 people, 13 in total, okay, or something like that. There's even 4, I can't remember. But anyways, they're set up in groups of 3, 4 groups of 3, okay, which would make 12, because each group is a season or some shit, something like that. He explained it, dude. I forget exactly how I broke it down, but it was very telling.
It's 13 months. It's 13 months. It's the zodiac. It has the masculine, the feminine.
Yep.
It has notes written across it, which are musical scale to a song. There's so many dimensions to that painting.
He layered it. It was breadcrumbs. Yeah. Because he wanted people to know without the church finding out.
Well, yeah, the information had to be passed for, and many different artists, many different writers.
Oh, was it Leonardo da Vinci? That's who it was.
Yeah. They encoded things
right
into what would be, considered common reading for an educated person.
A lot of Masons
it can go even deeper.
Man.
Yeah,
a lot of Masons. That's why I say not all of them are bad, man. I know how bad humanity really is, man. I mean, I really do. From what I see on a daily basis, man, in my now where I'm at, it's the population.
Right.
Nobody's ever turned these fuckers down, dude. And here's another thing. I think even if they did turn them down, I think the whole fucking realm is under MK Ultra.
Well, I'd say we're conditioned, to a certain degree.
Well,
all of us have been conditioned.
All they got to do is flip the switch, bro. That's all they got to do. It's fucking
untrackable. Good to
it's
see
so
you.
Crazy.
Welcome to the panel.
It's so crazy, brother. It's so crazy. I mean, I know what it sounds like. and it sounds like I'm crazy. And like I told my
Well,
girlfriend, I said, you know
no,
what?
I understand the technology behind it, and that's what I tried to get across to everybody there
You do because you know
before.
frequency.
Yeah, and then when I let all that out, that's whenever shit started going south.
Yeah. You know, man. You
Okay,
know this could be
Are-
tied into everything, right? Your boy, everything.
yeah. Are you muted, or you got to just segue your way in? We're all
Oh,
ears.
can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Who we talking to?
Hmm. You can
Untouchable.
call me you can call me Track or whatever.
Correct.
Um,
Gotcha.
but
Gotcha.
Nice to meet you, man.
when you guys were talking about like the paintings and what you can find in those layers,
Sure.
my brother, he's a pretty good artist. He was always the artist,
Right.
and for an assignment, he drew he did a painting, an oil painting, and it was basically a like a bondage naked woman in chains in a floating black void. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Right.
Yeah. His teacher told him to fix it,
Fix it.
and
Because he didn't probably use the He probably went more free, um, modern, surrealistic with it. Whereas in schools of art, they teach you to paint by sacred geometry. That's how the masters actually painted. It was in sacred geometry, golden dimension, proportion, and
anatomy.
that's how you, anatomy, yeah, is basically Fibonacci, um, golden section,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Right. But
sacred
but the
geometry written into.
Is it because he was
is
nude?
that what wound up happening was like he didn't redo anything. He just went over it and he mummified this naked woman in bondage, in chains, in a black void. He mummified it. So those layers are
Yeah.
all still there. And I have this painting. And
They go ahead, man.
it's just something that people hold on to, and nobody's ever gonna know what it is until one day somebody finds this painting and they're like, hey, it's got his signature on it.
Yeah, they used special lighting on several of Da Vinci's paintings, and they found that underneath of them there was a whole other concept behind the painting that he finally gave out as the final product. But behind that, there was one of them. I believe it's the Mona Lisa that has the Egyptian temple and shows the temple priests and such forth. But you can look it up. The layers of Da Vinci's paintings, Leonardo da Vinci's paintings, and you'll find that behind those he had information that wasn't capable of being caught with the human eye. They used new technology to be able to see. And absolutely no. I've
Hey,
lived by a 13-month calendar for a very long time now.
did you see what he said
And
about Bonacci? Yeah, I hear you now.
so you display the painting?
The one of from my brother?
Yeah, yeah. Or do you
No,
keep it kind of put away?
I I think I have like a cool collection of stuff, but I don't like to
Okay.
put my cool collections like on the wall or stuff like that. The paintings are with the paintings. I've got some from my mother.
Right.
I recently was
But I'm not an artist. I'm just like, hey, if either one of them, if my mother or my brother said, "Hey, do you have this? Can I get it?" I'd be like, "It's yours. Take it."
sure.
So you kind of have a eclectic type nature of collecting. Then that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
I used
Paintings are cool.
to have, yeah,
Well,
especially
my,
various types of art
my
forms. And you broke
hey,
up there a bit. You're kind of choppy.
I think
my
you thought he
avatar,
was cutting off.
my avatar is basically my hobby. Like, I love Hot Wheels. I love car stuff, and car toys are much cheaper than real cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. I get it. Hey, I feel you, man. What I was going to say was I've had these oil paintings I bought just like in the past year, and I got a bunch of canvases, right? Because I thought my girlfriend and I would, do something, creative, because we never do anything together these days because of the now. But anyway, so I've got all these fucking paints and like still haven't painted a fucking thing. It's funny.
That does sound like a really good idea and a good like connection time, because if you've seen those videos, pardon me, where uh you sit aside for, I mean, go ahead, get a good dinner in front of you
Right.
and
Well, my girl's a
put
vegetarian, so
in front
it's
of
hard
you.
to eat with her.
And while we're eating our hot wing nuggets, you know what I mean? Paint a picture of what I look like to you, and then you do that reveal. Hey, I don't care if it winds up a TikTok or not. That shit's gonna be funny as it.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
just try
time
to
together. And
just
if
trying to
you're
find
with
a way to
somebody
connect, man.
last call, that it we're not artists. You know what I'm saying? So just like paint, draw a
Right.
circle and put some hair on the face. I don't know what to tell you.
It'd be
my
easy portrait.
my two favorite would probably have to be Hieronymus Bosch and Salvador Dali.
I'm not familiar.
Absolutely love their work. Da Vinci naturally for the technical mastery and skill, but as far as surrealism goes, definitely Salvador Dali. And as far as interpretive surrealistic, that would be Hieronymus Bosch.
I'm not well versed in painters, artist names.
No, you don't have to
I mean,
be,
I know Da
man.
Vinci, I know Picasso, I know Van Gogh. I mean, I've had a Van Gogh in my hands because I've worked in pretty, quite a few high profile homes, because I was a full
Nice,
finish painter. Yeah, I
very
just
nice.
it wasn't that I had skill; it's I had experience, and I'm a good worker, man.
Well, there
I've
you
done
go.
I've done a lot of different trades, man. Um, that's why I do what I do now, which is maintenance, because I can pretty much do anything. Like yesterday, I was doing asphalt. You know what I mean? It's just, and yeah, I had the cold shake, but I told my brother, I was like, dude, I'm gonna do it my way. He said, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna go grab my fucking my flamethrower, and I'm gonna heat this shit up, and I'm gonna tamp it down and put it into what it's supposed to be, hot.
I
It'll
got to
look better.
answer. Yes, no, I do. I make sure that that I stay to a strict cycle of being able to count to 13 months properly.
Yeah, you've seen that comment, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was very difficult at first to adjust to that because everybody was coming at me with the 12-month Gregorian calendar, and I was trying to get myself disciplined not to observe it.
Can
And
you
everybody
elaborate on
lives
that?
by it. Yeah, I deprogrammed myself. I
Okay, that's what I'm asking you.
disassociated myself. Yeah, I completely just disassociated. I stopped looking at them. I stopped putting them in my home. I stopped having them around me.
Calendars?
Calendars, clocks, and mirrors.
Okay, so tell me about the mirrors. Is it because of what they do?
What they can do.
Right. And that is remember everything you say and reflect it back to you?
Well, that and scrying.
Okay. So I need to get these
I got
mirrors
a
out of my
bad.
room.
I got a nasty habit of being energy sensitive, and mirrors just
We're all
bring
energy
about.
sensitive, brother. If you're not,
Yeah.
something's wrong. Then you're not
Well,
live.
I just found myself seeing things in the mirrors that it just wasn't necessary for me to see.
Are they a doorway?
I don't know. I never walked through one. Sorry. I don't know, but I know what I've had interaction with mirrors and what my experience has been, and I removed them. I got one in the bathroom. I do keep a mirror in the bathroom. Outside of that, nope. Not gonna have them.
We really don't have to use mirrors. We could just like get something that we could see a reflection off of, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you can see your reflection, all you need is for grooming purposes.
Right. So I could just
Unless
turn my
you're
phone
just
on.
completely vain.
Turn my tablet on for that, right?
Hey, that's scrying mirrors. Yeah, sure. Use a scrying mirror to.
There's more to it than that. It's the crystals that are underneath the screen that is the added plus.
Right. Right. I know what you're saying. I'm just being facetious.
So what do you think about where we live at looking like a fucking motherboard, man?
I think that it is a great representation of where we're actually at.
Yeah. Right. So let me ask you this, and I'm just running it by you. So, what if we're more than just at the micro level? What if we're the nanotech, man? Size,
Which
you know
is
what I
quite
mean?
possible. Well, if
Microscopic.
there's any relevancy to things being fractal, we are on a minuscule state compared to what the interpretation of the universe would be. Looking at a cell, even further down when you're looking at particles, protons, neutrons.
Right, double slit experiment.
Right. Well, that's determinable possibility factors by observation. But
right, exactly.
What I'm talking is by a fractal nature, say the entire universe as is perceived being a cell, and then we're just a part of that cell, which would make us very small, considering what we understand, a cell to be on our body.
Right. Well,
but then in the other aspect, we could be gargantuanly giant, which we are.
On the macro level.
Yeah, that live on us and that we consist of. It's conscious, It's alive. It's a part of
Can
the
I say
physical form.
Can I add that even if you look at it just that way, the only thing you can do is play your part. There's
Amen.
no way anybody's going to control the entire solar system or the universe or the beyond. You just have to be you and enjoy it. And I hope you do.
Yeah, live the experience. Experience the life. And, you know, it's a solo adventure. I always say that. It's only you inside of you. There's nobody else in there with you.
Nobody's
So it's a
going to
solo
save it.
journey.
Yeah,
Well, it's a solo journey.
Yeah, it is, and it becomes even more of a solo journey when you get targeted.
I
Because
could see where you would feel isolated.
I know what
You
being
know,
alone truly means.
I can only understand that from when I took the sabbatical out to the desert. It's just me and the
I
service
felt like I was
dog
on an
and we
alien
were not.
planet, dude, for a whole year, brother.
I wasn't
You know
out
what I
there a whole
mean?
year.
Well, I'm saying
I was out there.
I felt that way for a whole year because everybody had turned against me for no reason. My world crumbled and fell apart, and I lost everything I owned. You know, I was slandered. I was fucking. It was crazy. I was fired from my job. I mean, it was just. It kept going on, and I thought I was going crazy. And I was getting misinformation, and I had this one girl who would just walk up to me and hand me that note. Remember that note I told you about? I read to
Yeah,
you.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, man. That's the only time I ever seen her, dude. And she wasn't trying to hurt me. I mean, if she was, she'd have never told me to find out the 7 hermetic principles of vibration. Why would she tell me that? She's trying to hurt me. I think
Or
she
inform
was
you.
sent, huh?
Inform you.
Inform me, but I didn't know nothing about vibration, man. That's what made me become more and more in tune in finding out what I was and what was happening to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I did go and find
Right.
out, you know, the 7 laws of hermetic vibration, you know, polarity, gender, fucking correspondence. I mean, there's 7. I mean, it's
Entropy.
yeah, it's polar. Yeah, it's cool, man. But there's a lot to it.
Thermodynamic.
There's a lot to it,
Well,
man.
yeah.
And
The basic principles of the construct operation.
right, and then
Basic. Yeah.
but not to get all beat of what I was saying, but I'd never seen her after that, man. You know,
Well, that's all right.
and I
At
thought
least
she
you
was
got
hurt.
something. Bonus.
Yeah, well, yeah. I just want to thank. I would like to thank her, but I don't. I think she was sent by source.
It's very possible. I mean, you know, I can't make that judgment call, but it seems like it was beneficial to you. So, you know, I've had a lot of people that I've only met briefly in passing that turned me on to worlds of knowledge that sent me on learning adventures and endeavors that lasted years.
You know,
Just from brief encounters.
you know that
What's that?
I live in Indianapolis, right? You know how big Indy
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
Everybody I know, everybody I come in contact with is an agent. And if they're not immediately, they end up being an agent. The only friends I have are right here online.
Well, when I lost my
It's
health,
fucked
that's
up.
whenever I completely decided to make social media my social life. because one, I couldn't handle people anymore.
They're not real.
They've got so much baggage that they bring with them, and a lot of it is negative, and people usually don't want to be around you unless they have a use for
Right.
you.
They're bad people, man. They're bad people, man. There's not many
And
of us like us here, man.
that's why I
The
enjoy
numbers
the
are not as
community
big as
so
people
much.
think.
You know, it's like I said, you know, Ian, Jeff, you know, Gen X, Jeff, you know, you
Yeah,
can
it
get
seems
some
like
really good open-minded conversation going, and you can really start to expand, and it's a safe place to take safety protocols down without
yeah.
having them torn completely away from you.
That's why the same
And
people go the same channels that everybody knows each other. I see Noah at a few places I go to. I see you. You know what I mean? I don't go a lot of
yeah,
places, man.
I've seen Untrackable, but I can't remember whether it
I've seen
was
him too.
at Gen X or whether it was the Machine Lies.
It's probably Machine Lies. That's where it was. You're right.
Is that
Yeah.
where you're from? Untrackable?
What channels you go to, bro?
I think you're
I
muted,
think
Untrackable.
I think I've heard of the Machine Lies, but I believe it was Jeff.
Yeah, okay.
Where I came to your channel last time.
Where else do you
Cool,
frequent,
cool.
bro? If you don't mind me asking. Do you go to Charles
You know,
Was or anything like that? Freethinkers Lounge?
I kind of draw boundaries because it's like, okay, I was brought here for a reason, but I met, you know what I mean, at that other place and was more or less suggested to / invited to go there. But I can tell you straight up, I'm a surfer. Um, if I go to a place and it feels welcome and I can, you know, we can do like what we're doing now, or
Or
because
no
it's already
drama,
been,
man. No drama, no
yeah,
arguing.
I don't do that, and
I don't need. We don't have time
uh,
for that shit.
and that's why it's like a principle of mine to be like, I'm not gonna involve other channels, and I'm, you know, I'm me always,
Right.
so like, you know, I'm not even gonna say other names. It's just, to me it feels
I get it.
inappropriate.
I get it. Here's how I
Well,
look at it, dude.
I
If
give
we're on the if we're on the same path and we're on the same team, what the fuck do we got to be at each other forever?
no, I support Ian. He knows I support him, and Gen X Jeff, you know, he knows that I support him, and I don't make it a secret, you know, and I speak positively of them because we are common. Like I said, without Ian, I wouldn't be. You know, he's the one that helped me become the channel that I have. And Gen X Jeff is just absolutely wonderful in the way that he's developing, the way he's coming, and he's straight up honest with you.
I've never been to his
And
channel.
sometimes, oh, you're missing out, man. There's some really good people there.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, let me know where to go. I definitely wouldn't mind checking him out.
Matter of fact, I'm going to drop the link to Gen X Jeff and to Ian. And if there's any links that you guys want to put out, please feel free to do so for your own channels or for a channel that you support. My platform is definitely open for like-minded people and like-minded channels. You know,
It's cool. Thank you.
we're not the biggest community, but we're a good community. You know, the ones of us that are here for the community. And I think the people that I support are genuinely here for the community.
Just because I don't, just because somebody doesn't get along with somebody that, I've never had a problem with, I don't just jump on a bandwagon and quit frequenting somebody's channel just because they don't like them. I'm not that guy. I'm always neutral. And I don't play
Right.
both sides of the fence either.
This is Gen X Jeff. If anybody's interested and wants to know, and let me post We Are Awake and get Ian's channel posted. You know, like I said, they've both been really good to me. And as a matter of recognition, I had a hard time a few days ago, and Jeff really pulled me through it. It was
It sounds like a good dude.
experience. He is. He definitely is.
Definitely check him out. When's he
Yeah.
normally do live?
Every day. That's kind of his status of employment at the moment, and believe me, you know, you're not going to meet a more accepting person who is capable of understanding the human psyche in the way that he's able to see it and deal with it. But he's a professional, though. He's certified.
Well, I look forward to meeting him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We Are Awake community. Here we go. Nope. That's his backup. Well, we don't want to put his backup on there. But his main channel. Ian did a live. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask you: are you getting ready to end your stream? Because you said you was going to end it earlier.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that Untrackable is, you know, comfortable and knows that, you know, he's welcomed here, and
Oh yeah,
I want
absolutely.
him to be able to.
Well, we made you feel welcome, man.
Don't want him to feel like, you know, he come on here and we just shut it down on him. You know.
Right. I get it.
No, I had to take a potty break, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Right.
But hey, if it's that time, it's no worries with me, man. You guys do what you got to do. Enjoy your weekend, for real.
Absolutely, and thank you for being a part of the show. You're welcome anytime. I appreciate you being here. If you want to post a channel or anything, you're more than welcome to. I just posted We Are Awake, and thank you. You're very welcomed here. And Lonnie, you know you are. You know.
Sure, man. Thank you.
Absolutely.
No, Guru, it's good seeing you guys, man. Definitely be seeing you soon, I'm sure.
Right? No, Nude Guru, Lonnie, Untrackable, I mean, Venus, Tab Rose. Yeah. All that.
I enjoyed
wonderful,
this, man.
Wonderful.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll do it again real soon.
Yeah, I really didn't feel like coming up, man, but yeah, man, right on.
Not a problem, Lonnie. Yeah.
But
like I said, I'm living on 2 hours of sleep, so I'm going to take care of that as soon as I get off of here.
That's why I said something, dude. I know you're tired.
Always a pleasure, Lonnie.
All right, much love, brother. New guru and no. Much love and see you guys soon. Bye, guys.
Yep.
Later, Untrackable.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Been a wonderful show. Great chat. Great guests. I hope everybody can get something from this. And those that listen in the future, may peace be with you. And Access is out.